Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to Studios Chronicles. And in today's video, I'll be sharing with you a couple of F1 Visa interview transcripts. Wonderful people have shared their transcripts with me, and I have decided to just put it together like I've done in a couple of other videos and share them with you. Now, unlike the other videos where I would type, it will be typed out for you on the screen, I'm actually going to be reading them out today. I decided to try something a little different and let's see how it goes, Yes. And one thing I would like to point out, actually, one of the approvals from today's video was actually a denial in one of my previous videos, and when I read it out, or when I say the name, you would know if you've seen the other videos. So yes, I'm really excited to share this with you today, and thank you so much to everyone who has done their transcript. I really appreciate it. All right, so let's get started. Okay, now the first interview transcript that I'll be reading to you is from Lolo. Okay, the previous denial turned approval. So this is our interview went. So the viewer started, she had already passed her passport and I-20, and the viewer asked, how old are you? And then she replied, I am XX years old. And then the viewer asked, what do you currently do? And then she replied, I work as a teacher at XYZ school. I teach English language. I provide support and assistance to final year students trying to gain admission to universities. And the video caught her right there because she was about to say more. And the video asked, what do you want to do after graduation? To which she replied, I want to come back to my country to work as a dean of students. She said the name of her country. And the video also cut her off right there, right? Because she had more to say too. And the viewer asked, how did you get this funding? And where did you interview for it? So the viewer, so to which she replied that I had a 4-stage interview. The first was with Dr. XYZ and Dr. XYZ, and the last 2 was with a panel of personnel at the university. So the viewer asked that, okay, did you apply to any other schools? To which she replied that, yes, I also applied to University of Connecticut, I applied to Oklahoma State University, and she listed a couple of other schools that she applied to, and the reviewer also cut that off as she was talking again. There's been a lot of cutting off in this interview transcript. So the viewer then asked her, why did you choose this university? Was it because they gave you funding? To which she then replied that, no, I chose this university because the program there has a curriculum that is based on social justice and equity, and a topic that aligns with the demographics of students I want to work with. And the video cut off again. So the video asked that, what is the demographics of students you want to work with? To which she then replied that I want to work with low income and underrepresented students. To cut off again. So with the video then asked, is this a teaching or research assistantship? To which she then replied, it is neither. I will be working with Dr. XYZ in the department of XYZ at this university. Then the video cut that off again because she was about to continue. She provided all of this. In parentheses, she just said, cut me. And then the viewer was like, okay, take this paper. You can't enter before the date on your I-20, blah, blah, blah. So we should reply, thank you so much. I am really excited. This is one of the interviews that got me so excited because, in my previous video, Law was denied, even with an assistantship, right? She had funding and she was denied. However, she turned that denial into a success story. She prepared. So one of the things that changed from our previous interview, although the institution changed, so she got funding from another institution. One institution changed, but and then I think her funding was more than the previous one, but also she was more confident in this particular interview. So I think those were some things that actually changed the flow of things. She told me that she was more prepared. Of course, she was more prepared for this because I know. And then she also, funding changed, school changed. Although she had funding from before, stipend and full tuition, but with this, there was more in terms of the dollar amount, if that makes sense. And also, what else? I think she was just more confident. She said she was more prepared for whatever questions were thrown at her, and she believed that's what really helped her. Because in the first interview, she noted that she felt like maybe she wasn't fully prepared enough. So yeah, sometimes you can't really predict these things, but she was approved, which is exciting. Yay! Okay, so let's move on to the next visa interview. And if you're watching this and you have some inkling to why she was approved, definitely put your thoughts in the comment section. Yes, and hopefully this helps somebody. Okay, all right, so moving on to the next one. Next one is JJ. And JJ is actually an undergraduate student, so not a graduate student. Lolo, the first person who actually applied to a graduate program, while JJ, this person I'm talking about now, is applied to an undergrad program. So JJ reached out. I was like, hey, I was watching your videos for the F1 Visa to prepare, and I just had my interview today. I was surprised how it went when I walked up to the view, and then so let's start. Okay, so the viewer said, like, your passport please, and the viewer scanned the sticker and the barcode and asked, how old are you? To which JJ replied, I am 19. So the viewer said that, pass me your I-20, and looked at it for a second. So what are you going to fix? That's the university that JJ applied to. I put this there because they did provide this with me, but also their name is protected, just not their real name. And so what I said, okay, so what are you going to fix? To which JJ noted that they were stammering. Said, stammering, I'm going to fix because of the curriculum and the knowledge I would gain from working with other computer and information science students. To which the VO asked, so what do your sponsors do? To which JJ said, okay, more confident but still stammering. My dad is a civil engineer and facilities manager for XYZ company, and my mom is into business and she sells household items. To which the VO then types for like 30 seconds and says, your visa is granted, you can get your passport in, pick up location and all of that. So yeah, this interview was actually quite short. There wasn't like a lot of like interruption or like the previous interview, and even though JJ noted that it was stammering a little bit, but it still said, it provided like very straight to the point responses, right? Going to fix because of the curriculum and the knowledge I would gain from working with other computer and information science students. So like that was really straight to the point, short. Now I don't know if there are other factors that contributed into JJ getting approved. Maybe like looking at the I-20, the parents are the sponsors. Perhaps JJ might have like some travel history that I don't know about that might have helped his case. But I think maybe because of how everything looked on the DS-160, or the information that JJ provided, plus the institution that is going to, like the ranking of the institution, like, fix is quite, it's a really good institution, and the program that JJ is going to, perhaps all of that contributed to JJ getting approved. Like I said, you never really know all of these things. A lot of things that people would say are speculations, and the only one who can tell you for sure are the visa officers. But also it doesn't mean that we will not be prepared and learn from other people's interview. So yeah, and one thing that helps us, plus like when JJ was asked, okay, what do your parents do, like, talked about it, knows what his parents do for a living, like I think I don't know if I'd mentioned this before. During my interview, there was somebody like in front of me that didn't know what his parents did, and he was denied it. And even there was an undergraduate student, like everything leading up to that point was good, and I believe perhaps it would have been approved if only he had answered that question right, because your parents are sponsoring you and then you're saying you don't know what your parents do, like, make that make sense. So yeah, I think overall just being prepared, and even though you walk in, you're a little bit apprehensive, you are a little bit tense. I think it's normal for a lot of people to feel tense, especially when you see other people in front of you interviewing and getting denied and all of that. But when you go in, this is your interview, try to like shake all of that off, be confident as you go in. And even if you stammer a little bit or you're a bit apprehensive, just try to bring yourself back to the present. Try to calm yourself down. Basically, when they assess you, like, of course they'll consider your demeanor. Like, they could assume that because you're fidgeting, because you're lying, they are trained to look at a lot of things beyond just the words that come out of your mouth, but also how you say those words. Like, Did they sound too rehearsed? Like what you're saying with what you feel that your DS-160 doesn't match up, and a lot of other things that they are trained to look at, like your body language as well. So that's why it's, a lot of times you see people telling you, like, maintain eye contact if you can, and just appear confident, dress well, because all of those factors are also kind of considered to an extent. Okay, I'm not a visa officer, so disclaimer. Just telling you things I've observed. Now let's move on to the next question. I said next question. The next visa transcript. Now this person did provide me with a little bit of their profile. Like they are from India. They took the GRE exam score and scored a 317. I believe that's what they put here. Yeah, 317. Yes, and they did like an English test score, although it's Duolingo test score because the school accepted that. So and their background, their graduate major is computer science and engineering, and they had a really good GPA as well. So the interview went like this: pass me your passport and I-20, and the video asked like which university, to which they replied University of XYZ to pursue my master's in data science. So to which the VO also then asked again which course and why, although you already said like to pursue a master's in data science, but the VO kind of asked again like which course and why are you, why this course. So to which he started replying like, okay, well, I have I'm going to be pursuing masters in data science, and I have a lot of interest in the field of data science to which the VO then cuts them off, like they've not even started talking, and I said that, so what are the subjects in your program of study? What courses would you be taking? To which this person then replied, I'll be taking things like machine learning, data management, business analytics, and so on. Like, they just put that, so I'm guessing they said more. To which the VO then responded that, when did you graduate? To which they then replied, I graduated 2 months ago in May. Then the VO asked, are you married? To which they responded, no. I'm using they because I did not mention, I didn't give them an acronym or tag their name, which I should have done because it would have been easier for me. I just realized now that I didn't put a fake name here. So, but yeah, to which the VO asked, are they married? To which they said, no, I am not married. To which the VO then asked that, will you be coming back to your country? And then they said, yes, I'll be coming back to my country. My entire family is here. Plus, I am interested in a job at XYZ company, which is one of the main reasons for pursuing this master's in data science degree. Then the VO then said, your visa has been approved. And they were like, thank you. So yeah, that's a pretty short interview as well, not too long and straight to the point, and they were approved. So yeah, which is really, really exciting. And if you have any thoughts on factors that contributed to the approval, definitely put it in the comment section. Now, I know this interview might seem short, perhaps they will not ask a lot of questions, but still a considerable amount of questions. But I did ask them like, oh, so why do you think you were approved? So they said that they think they were approved probably because of the way they answered the questions. Like, they answered the questions confidently, even though they were a bit tense, they still tried to like appear confident. And also probably because they had funding as well. So this person had they had good funding and only a deficit of about $5,000, of which they were going to cover the rest themselves. And they of course provided that information in the DS-160, indicated the job they were doing, how much they were making from the job, that they were working while in college, and all of that information is on the DS-160 for the VO to see. So they think like perhaps all of that tied in with why they were approved, and provided a good backup, or they were able to convince the VO, So yeah. But yeah, congratulations. If you're watching this video, you know yourself. But yeah, I'm really happy for you. Congratulations. It's been a long time coming and you prepped really well for this. So thank you so much for sharing. Now, on to the next person. So this is the next person, because the last person I did not use a name. So let's use the name. What name will I say? Let's use the name Pacific. Okay. All right. So Pacific went for their interview, and they were like, okay, so what is the VO after passing the passport and I-20? The VO asked, like, what is your GPA? That was the first question, at least that I see on here, which I never heard that as the first question. Typically asked, like, what school are you going to, or you know what. So the VO just asked them, like, what is your GPA? To which Pacific responded, my GPA on a scale of 4 is 3.12. And then the VO then asked, so what university are you applying to? To which they replied to XYZ University in California. Then the VO asked, why do you want to do a master's again when you already have one? And then Pacific responded, I believe this will provide me with a stepping stone to get to the next level in my career. An MBA is a lucrative degree. And the VO cut them off. So how are you going to fund your education? To which Pacific responded, I will be funding my education myself. And then the VO then said, your visa is denied. All right, people. All right, so let us break this down, okay? Because this is like the denial interview. What do you think, or why do you think their visa was denied? I have some speculations. I might be wrong. I don't really know, and I will share them now. So I think one of the reasons why Pacific was denied is because they're pursuing another master's degree, because they already have one master's degree. So this could look like an opportunity to just leave the country. Like when people are denied, they give them, like, maybe you're denied under 214B or 221G, all of those reasons, like, and they will give you like a slip and all of that good stuff. So at least, like, their basis of that was like they could not prove beyond reasonable doubt and all of that, like, that they could not prove that ties to their country. At least that's a summary of how I interpreted the denial slip that they were given. It's just a generic one. It's a lot of people get slips like that. So, but at least I'm thinking perhaps that could contribute to it, because you already have a master's degree. Now I cannot give a convincing reason as to why you're pursuing another master's degree, because even asking that question already kind of shows, like, okay, so why do you want to do a master's degree when you already have one? So I am guessing they filled out in their DS1 to say that maybe highest level of education. There are questions about your education and all of that on the DS-160 form, so they probably put master's or something and put their degree to. Then the VO must have taken note of that and then asked them that question, that, okay, so why do you want to pursue another master's degree? Why you not elevating it? Why you not doing a PhD? And now I know people do second master's degree and they are approved, and they might have convincing reasons of doing so, but I think a reason better than provide me with a stepping stone to get to the next level in my career. You already have a master's. Why did that not provide you with a stepping stone to get to the next level of your career? I think their response was not specific enough. It's just broad, like a stepping stone to get to the next level of your career. And I've told them this too, my speculation. So I told them what I thought, but I'm not a visa officer, so everything is just speculations. And then they said an MBA, so I already know, like, okay, they are pursuing an MBA, so maybe a master's in business admin or master's in business analytics. I don't know which it is exactly, because now both programs in some schools use MBA, but typically MBA is aligned with business admin. So they said an MBA is a lucrative degree, and so, like, I believe with that first response, they should have been more specific in their response as to why they are pursuing another master's degree, and not just giving a generic response like, provide me with a stepping stone to get to the next level in my career, or saying an MBA is a lucrative degree. A lot of people know an MBA is a lucrative degree, but why are you pursuing it? And with your first sentence, that's why. And if you notice the first interview too, like Lola's interview, like the VO cut her off a lot. So that's why whatever sentence comes out of your mouth first should be a convincing reason. You don't want to beat around the bush. You want to go straight to the point when you're responding to questions you're asked during your visa interview. And then another reason I would speculate is because they said they are funding their education themselves. Pacific said, yeah, so they're funding their education themselves. And the universities in California, the university's name, because I know it, is quite expensive. We're talking about like spending like $70,000 per year now, and based on what they told me, like about like the job that they do, because I asked them all of that question, I think it's possible that the VO might question that, okay, so how are you going to afford $70,000 a year? And one thing that would have been nice is for the VO to have asked them, like, show me proof of funds, because Pacific said, yeah, I have my proof of funds ready and everything, but because of a lot of things that have been happening lately, perhaps the VO just assumed and did not bother asking, and just thought that, okay, I'm looking at the job you say you're doing, I don't know if you'll be able to make this enough money from this job, like in your own currency, to match the cost of attendance of this institution, even though on the I-20 it says, you know, it provides that like it is covered. Perhaps, like, you know, I don't know, honestly, I'm just speculating here. But yeah, so in the comment section, if you have any thoughts, definitely let me know. That's like the last full transcript. This next one is just a summary of questions, because I told you like one person sent in just questions that they were asked and did not provide me with their response. But I'll read out the questions for anybody that cares to know. So they went for their interview. The VO asked them the course of study, if they have any relatives in the US, where they have been to, so like places they have traveled to, who their sponsors are, and what their parents do. So just about cost of study, if they have any relatives in the US, where they've been to, who is sponsoring their education, and their parents' occupation. And I'm guessing perhaps their parents are sponsoring their education. That's why they asked for their parents' occupation. You know, put two and two together. But yeah, people, with that, we come to the end of the video for today. I hope you find this helpful. If you're prepping for your visa interview, and you know, hopefully you come back with some success stories. And if you do, definitely reach out, share with me, and you can just reach out on Instagram. On the Instagram handle is at IE Chronicles. It's also in the description box, or you could send an email, info@iechronicles.com, and we would be happy to share your story. So thank you. Until we share your story, thank you so much. And with that, I'm signing out. Bye.